In the year 1857, the Supreme Court in the Dred Scott versus Sanford case sent shockwaves through the nation, relying on the Declaration of Independence to declare Black people, whether free or enslaved, could never be American citizens, as the Founding Fathers did not intend to include them in the assertion that all men are created equal. This was a blatant mischaracterization of the Declaration, and the court editorialized that at this time, Black people were regarded as beings of an inferior order who were unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations. They had no legal rights white Americans were bound to respect. This decision intensified sectional tensions in the United States by stripping Black people of their legal rights and empowering pro-slavery forces. Moreover, this decision demonstrated how the court can entrench systemic injustice when it prioritizes contemporary political or ideological concerns over constitutional principles, which is cited as a low point in the Supreme Court's history. Decades earlier, in 1785, Thomas Jefferson had warned of the moral corrosiveness that slavery would bring. He warned that America's foundation, built on the ideals of liberty and equality, would erode and be compromised by the stain of human bondage. Jefferson knew racial tyranny, nurtured by the cruel and dehumanizing institution of slavery, would not only corrupt the slaveholder, but poison our countrymen's souls. Jefferson's fears were realized in our Civil War, a war born of racial tyranny and America's unique form of despotism, Black slavery. In their quest for unity, the framers of the Constitution had made compromises that protected slavery. Though practical in their time, these compromises exposed a profound hypocrisy at the heart of the American experiment. How could a republic founded on liberty and equality coexist with a Southern society rooted in human bondage? The moral reckoning Jefferson warned of could no longer be avoided, and it tore the Union asunder. 1865, after 4 years of relentless bloodshed, the Civil War ended. The Confederacy was defeated, the Union preserved, and slavery officially abolished with the 13th Amendment. But victory came at an unimaginable cost, as the Civil War remains the deadliest conflict in American history. A Republican-led Congress abolished slavery, but it was as abolitionist Wendell Phillips so aptly declared in 1865, "We have abolished the slave, but the master remains." In this regard, despite Congress' passage of the 13th Amendment in 1865, the 14th Amendment in 1868, and the 15th Amendment in 1870, we find the Supreme Court weakening these protections in 1873 by its rulings in the slaughterhouse cases, and in 1876 in United States versus Cruikshank. Thus, Phillips' words stated a bitter truth. While the institution of slavery was dismantled, the racial hierarchies and systems of white supremacy that nurtured and sustained it were left intact. Legal emancipation was not enough. True liberty and equality for Black people is fastened to us, challenging the notion that our ancestors were excluded from the Declaration of Independence and were legally owned by white patriots when independence was declared in July 1776. The Dred Scott decision has never been judicially overturned and was recently cited for the proposition that the broad philosophical principles of the Declaration cannot serve as a basis for judicially enforceable rights, aligning with the state of Kansas Constitution that abortion rights are liberty rights to be protected. The invocation of the Dred Scott decision, as it reflected the pro-slavery ideology of the time, is quite problematic and must be discredited and judicially overturned. Please share and visit our website at Wells Center on American Exceptionalism and look for future videos.